You know you've had a really good Saturday when even though the day was really long, it was long for all of the very best possible reasons. Knowing that, I can't wait to do it again sometime, particularly the next time I'm out here in Denver. And I'm already getting ahead of myself because I haven't even mentioned what it is yet. And for that matter, I haven't even mentioned that today is Sunday. So, happy Sunday, everybody. Yep. Weekend's starting to wind down, but whether it's in New York, in Denver, California, or wherever you're watching, that's not going to change. It's only going to really change by a few hours. Although I'm getting, one thing that took me longer than it should have to realize is, I'm so used to Eastern time because whenever I get an opportunity to watch TV out here, I always say, "Oh, this show is gonna be on at 7 p.m. 7 o'clock p.m. or whatever." But they always count Eastern time, so so when it's actually 7 o'clock here, I completely miss it. Oh boy, that's just funny, I suppose. But anyway, you're probably wondering what I did yesterday. Well, to put it simply, we just had the women in my family did one thing, and all the guys, we did another. And if there's one thing that every guy in my family really likes to do, or likes in general, it's sports. So we spent the entire day going to the five major sports stadiums that are in Denver. And oh yeah, there's five because the first place we went to is Infinity Field. It's actually where they have a Major League Soccer games there. Hey, we love all sports. We just like to watch some more than others is all. So yeah. Went to Infinity Field for, to see where the Major League Soccer team plays. And I completely forgot the name of that team. Sorry about that, but yeah, that was really cool. Then we went to Dick's Sporting Goods Stadium. Now, Dick's Sporting Goods Stadium, as the name suggests, is named after, the franchise sports store is known as Dick's Sporting Goods. And they've actually come under a lot of fire lately because of the whole we're no longer going to sell guns or whatever controversy, which, that's fine. Honestly, all they did is just say we're no longer going to sell guns, but that's okay because I always say support local. And even though I don't really know the local gun shop owning scene in Denver, I do know there's quite a few places in New York that do sell guns, so once again, always support local, if you're able to, that is. I know some people simply can't, that's fine. There's nothing to really be ashamed that you can't, but you should at least still try, because local people can turn out to be really good people. Anyway, and Dick's Sporting Goods Stadium, they have some Major League Soccer games there too, but what they're really known for is, believe it or not, rugby. Yeah, they actually have rugby games here in Denver. So, yeah. Rugby was pretty big when I was at Gettysburg College. Honestly, I thought about doing that myself, but honestly, I'm glad I stuck to track and cross country. That was better. That was better overall for me. Anyway, sorry about that. It's not even 6:30 yet here in Denver, even though it's 8:30 in New York, and anyone in New York who's watching this is already wide awake. In fact, for that matter, there are people in like the Midwest areas like Chicago and Detroit that are probably already awake too. Anyway, so after we went to Dick's Sporting Goods Stadium, we actually went to the Pepsi Center. And if you guys could probably figure that out, that's where the Denver Nuggets play for basketball. And they also have hockey there, I believe, as well. So, yeah. All these stadiums, the stadiums we went to so far that day were, pretty darn cool looking. And it's great to see that, these are the places where the athletes that we all know and love and or hate in some cases, that's where they go do sports and make a living. So, and how do I put this? There are some teams that you end up not liking, but if you at least or some people in general that you may not end up liking, the best thing you really can do for it is try and walk a mile into their shoes to see what exactly they may or may not put up with. And you may actually learn something. You might not necessarily, you may still hate or dislike those particular people or teams or whatever, but you'll learn that, okay, that's an interesting thing about them, but I still don't like them, which is fine. So anyway, after we went to the Pepsi Center, we had to go to Coors Field, which is where they have, where the Colorado Rockies play. That's a baseball, in case anyone didn't know. And, it's a really cool looking stadium, but I gotta tell you, when we were first walking down the area where Coors Stadium is, that area was actually a little shady looking. Because there's it was open but also really empty at the same time. You never know if someone was just gonna pop out of nowhere or whatever. And there's actually quite a few bars around that area, so I guess that's one reason to go. Excuse me. Plus, if you can't watch the Colorado Rockies game in the actual Coors Field Stadium or whatever, you can just simply watch them at any of the bars that are right by it, which is convenient, I suppose. Although, again, you know me, I don't really care much for drinking. I just simply don't like how it tastes. But that's just my preference. And, I'll stick to it. And then finally, I couldn't talk about sports stadiums in Denver that we went to yesterday without talking about Mile High Stadium, where, of course, the Denver Broncos play. And, yeah. Technically I'm already a mile high no matter where I am in the city of Denver, because Denver is referred to as the Mile High City. But when you stand near the very top, the very top rafters of the of Mile High Stadium, and keep in mind, no one really likes being that far away from where the football players are or where the music's playing, because Mile High Stadium also has music concerts and stuff, rock concerts or stuff like that. But when you're staying at the very top, you're basically not only a mile high, but you could very well be in one of the highest positions anywhere in the entire country. So that is really cool. And of course you gotta mention the view. Now again, I try and leave my phone off, so as a way to work on holding a conversation, but also I'm with my family. I don't want to worry about stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, I have my phone on me, and I use it to make, phone calls and such. But honestly, for the sake of the fact that I'm on vacation and I do want to make sure I'm with my family a lot, I don't want, to immediately stop what I'm doing with my family only to take, one or two pictures or something, or make a quick, 1 minute video about that, because even though my family would be cool with it, and that's perfectly fine, it's just that, we do have things to do. Again, yesterday was a pretty full day visiting all those stadiums, and, it was fun. We got to learn a lot, and, we just spent walking around, those areas of Denver, which, again, was lots of fun. And then when we get home, and I should probably say this, I already did say this, but my aunt, who lives out here, we actually before I go on, I should say who it was. It was myself, my brother, my father, and all three of my uncles on my mother's side, and two of my cousins who are also on my mother's side because it was a guy's day out, and my grandfather on my mother's side. Yeah, a lot of us are out here right now. What can I say? Anyway, so it was like all of us, and we're checking all these sites, and it's great. And when we get home, and I mentioned this earlier, my aunt doesn't really cook a lot. Like anything more than 4 ingredients, she cannot possibly do. Which is ironic considering, actually it's not ironic, it's silly considering that there are tons of recipes out there that are fulfilling and satisfying that easily take 4 ingredients or less. In fact, there's even a tasty video on YouTube saying that there are at least 5 dishes that take 2 ingredients. Which, again, to each their own. I mean, I still love my aunt, and of course, just because she don't really cook very much doesn't make her a bad person in any way, shape, or form. But anyway, for dinner, we actually got the delivery from Olive Garden. Excuse me, Olive Garden. Yeah, there's actually an Olive Garden near where my aunt and uncle live, so that's really cool. And I have Olive Garden in a good while, so yeah, I have Olive Garden. And and basically, even though, because if you've ever been to Olive Garden, you know that they have a dish called the Tour of Italy, which is their lasagna, their fettuccine alfredo, and their chicken parm. And when Olive Garden gives you takeout orders and stuff like that, they basically will give you a whole tray of chicken parm, a whole tray of fettuccine, a whole tray of lasagna, etc. Basically, I was able to make a tour of Italy without actually ordering for a tour of Italy. So, funny how stuff like that works. Anyway, yeah. Honestly, I'm loving it out here in Denver. Can't wait to see what we do next, even though I already do know what we're going to do next. I mean, today's itinerary really isn't much. I mean, it's only Sunday, and even though Sunday is technically a day out for most people, no one really likes doing anything. So, honestly, there are several things we can do. I mean, probably going to go golfing. Well, my father and my uncles are going to go golf. I'm probably just going to caddy because I stink at golf. Or, believe it or not, I find it funny that NFL Network is actually like a local channel here, but then again, Mile High Stadium is really not very far from here, so it makes sense that NFL Network is readily available. But yeah, there's a lot we could potentially do today, and I can't wait to see what we do. So I should probably end the video and get ready to head out for the day. So with that said, I'm humbled I made this video for all of you guys to watch and enjoy for today. I'm hopeful we all have a wonderful and relaxing Sunday. And remember, if any of you guys ever want to talk or chat, I'm always going to be here to lend an ear, and I'll always have your back. So take care.